Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and thrilled to have in the executive director of the Susan G. Komen, and that's Leia Brune. And full disclosure, I was honored to be on the board for 6 years. What a great organization, Leia.
Hi, thank you for having me in.
Absolutely. How long have you been involved with Susan G. Komen?
So I've been employed by Komen for about 3 years.
Okay.
I started in the fall of 2019.
Okay. So Susan G. Komen San Diego, or were you national?
Oh, no, Susan G. Komen San Diego.
Okay. So then did you work with Meredith then?
I did work with Meredith, yes.
Okay. Very, very good. And we're trying to think of all the shifting of folks and so forth. And, maybe for our audience, there was a little bit of a shift from how the affiliates were set up back in the day to how they're set up now, correct?
That's right, yes. So we had affiliate model before with headquarters overarching using the brand and certain structure that they input. So during the pandemic, we decided to consolidate and to reduce overhead, really maximize all of the programs that we provide for breast cancer patients and for support services. And so we consolidated into one model now, and there's no geographical limitations of who can benefit from Komen services.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Good.
We're having a ball.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Talk about the mission of the organization.
Yeah. So our mission is to save lives by investing in breakthrough research and providing support services for those going through breast cancer.
Right. And so breast cancer in San Diego, pretty much the numbers the same as any city of our size. Are we more? Are we less? Are we flattening?
So about 1 in 8 women in the U.S. will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime.
Right.
And that statistic is a little higher here in San Diego County with 1 in 6.
And why is that?
So we believe, just in general, we don't know for sure, but it is due to the demographic. So Black women and women of color are more likely to be diagnosed.
Okay.
So 40% more likely to die from breast cancer. And we believe that because of the variety of the demographics in our county, that is why.
Is it a genetic thing, or is it also that, and we know when I was on the board, one of the things we worked very hard for was have, women of color get tested, and make sure they have the access to get tested and go out to them with mobile, technology and all that business. Is that part of it?
So it's a genetic and socioeconomic factors that play for that statistic. So it's something that Komen is putting a lot of research dollars into. So a lot of our funding is going into both of those to find out why. Right.
One of the things that we used to chat about all the time when I would have my colleagues on our Spotlight podcast is it is so important to be in a region like ours that have unbelievable researchers here in San Diego County. We're, certainly know that with the triangle we have up Serrano Valley and, of course, up by Torrey Pines. And we have some great research organizations, UC San Diego and everything, in between. Talk about how important that is for an organization like Susan G. Komen.
It is incredibly important. It's something that you can bring together people in the same space geographically and in the same space in the industry, and to be able to leverage all of the research that's being done, all of the work that people are putting forth. So like you mentioned, UCSD, all of our community partners, we're able to kind of make that introduction and bring people together to really amplify all of the work that we're doing.
Yeah. What brought you into Susan G. Komen? Was there a passion about it? Did you lose someone to breast cancer?
I luckily did not lose anyone. My grandmother, though, was diagnosed when I was 13.
Okay.
And very close with my grandmother, and just seeing her go through it is something that's impacted me my entire life.
Right. And did she survive?
She is a survivor. Next year will be 30 years.
30. Oh, very, very good. And so forth on this. What would you say, are some of the things that we can, as listeners, support your efforts. Obviously, research is not inexpensive, but we know if we solve maybe this issue, a health issue, whether it's breast cancer or something else, we don't know what other cancers we can help by that, correct?
That is my personal belief. If we find a cure for one cancer, I think it's going to open the door for all cancers.
Right.
And so, but something that anyone can do is just become involved, get involved in your local community. We have a lot of opportunities for engagement. So if it's something like volunteering, or you want to get your company involved with doing a campaign to spread awareness, or if you just want to come out and join our community at any of our walks, there's many opportunities to do so.
Right, exactly. So the one that I always participate in, because the 20 miles a day is a little too much for me over here, is the one, I think it's the first Sunday in November. It's a great walk. It's in Balboa Park. It's had a variety of iterations and so forth, but I think it's pretty much, it's down to, is it a 3K or is it a 5K?
So it used to be a 5K. We've reduced that. So it's about 2 miles now. It's more accessible for everyone. We used to go on the freeway, and that was a really challenging ramp.
Yes, it was.
We got a lot of feedback on. So we have changed the route. We go into Balboa Park, beautiful Balboa Park, and let all of our participants walk through there on a gorgeous Sunday morning, like you mentioned, first Sunday in November every year. And we're going to do that again this year on November 5th.
Right, exactly. Now, you one of the monikers that you folks use, we're chatting with Leia Brune. She is the executive director of Susan G. Komen. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Doing great things for San Diegans for 60 years, is it's more than pink. Talk about what more than pink means.
Yeah, so the concept behind More Than Pink is pink was a campaign or a revolution of bringing awareness and funding breast cancer research. And so Komen recently, or I would say in the past several years, has evolved to provide more than just research. So we are more than pink because we approach, battling this disease on many different fronts. So whether it be public policy and advocacy through legislation changes, or providing direct patient services through our patient care center and resources. So we don't just fund research anymore. We do more to support the entire breast cancer community.
Yeah, right. So with that aspect of it, if somebody wants to volunteer, is it mainly at the events, or is there other opportunities?
So we have many opportunities, something that if people are interested in, like I mentioned, the public policy and advocacy, you can help us legislate, go and lobby. We have here at our state level, and then we have national level as well. That's where you can feel like you're making a huge impact. But we do have, just anything here locally. We have birthday cards that can be stuffed. We have, making pink ribbons, volunteering at our events. We've got several events throughout the year. So there's just a lot of opportunities, and it just depends on what people are interested in. We like to plug them in.
Yeah, talk about how important it is for people to get breast exams.
So it's vitally important. Some of the big breast health messages that Komen has is just knowing your body, taking good care of yourself, and doing your own monthly self-breast exams, and then getting your annual mammogram when you start at 40, when it's covered by insurance.
Right. How much of breast cancer is environmental versus genetic?
I don't know that offhand,
right.
So I wouldn't want to talk to that.
We just made you a doctor, and that aspect of it. But I know we've brought this up in the past and so forth. Where is a diet that can contribute to it? Certainly there's things you probably shouldn't be doing in general anyway. Smoking and so forth. That mainly impacts the lungs, but who knows if it does anything with the breast cancer as well. Certainly knowing a history in your family is something that's really important to do, but it's getting that test, and the same thing. When you talk about, men, get a prostate exam. I mean, what are you doing if you don't do that? You're putting yourself at risk, and women should get a breast exam in that area. And do you still have the mobile van that goes out?
So that was a county program that we partnered with. Okay. So it's still there. It still goes out in the community and offers, like complimentary breast mammograms. So it's just something that we don't need to partner with anymore because it has the funding. So one of the other ways to just stay on top of it is just making sure that you know your family history, as you mentioned.
Right, which I think is real critical. When we come back from break, we're going to continue the conversation with Leia Brune. She is the executive director of Susan G. Komen San Diego. I want to talk a little bit about her health equity revolution and talk about that aspect as well, and financial assistance program and patient navigation for those folks where there are some socioeconomic challenges, and then maybe dig a little deeper into how our listeners can help. Of course, volunteer for events. Donations are always important. Advocate at the state level or at the national level. Those are all important. But if there's other things as well, we'll chat about that too when we return from break. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We'll be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for 60 years. We are chatting with our friend Leia Brune. She is the executive director of Susan G. Komen, and just talking about all the ways we can get engaged with this great organization. So we'll talk about a couple events that are near and dear to their heart, with helps raise money for research and so forth. But do you need board members?
Oh, we always need board members. As we are, coming back into the community even stronger this year, post-pandemic, we need more ambassadors and advocates in the community that have been affected and that are interested in helping us to make change.
Yeah, which I think is so critical in that area as well. And how about again, we mentioned, and I don't think we can say it enough, be an advocate at your own family. If you don't know your history, find out, okay, and so forth. And literally, maybe be a little bit of a nudge to folks in the family. Hey, have you been tested? Do you know about X, Y, and Z? Better to be that aspect of it and get it checked out than not.
Absolutely. So I know it's something that some families don't talk about, and it's just, you have to push for yourself to know how to best take care of yourself. So to know your history and to know what your risk factors are. Right,
exactly. And, the events that are near and dear to your heart, talk about those.
So our annual walk in Balboa Park, it's the More Than Pink Walk. It's November 5th, and that is just a day to bring our community together and hope and inspiration, and also celebrate all the survivors that we currently have in our community while supporting those that are currently diagnosed. So it's like advocating for people to take action and really step up. We do a huge fundraising push through this walk, and it's the largest fundraising event that we have throughout the year.
Right, exactly. And if I'm not mistaken, there's no fee to participate in the walk. However, we are encouraged to make a donation, so forth, and I was happy to do that. And I'm not sure if I made it more than 400 yards on the walk, but it was there to support everyone. No, it's usually a beautiful day, and it's a great to see everyone doing there, supporting this just wonderful cause and so forth in that area. And what else do you have in the...
Yeah, so it's just a great opportunity to get your friends and family together in support of the cause. And also it's a great opportunity for any businesses that want to get involved with this philanthropy. So we can just, share more information through our website, but we would love to have, we're continue growing every year. And so this year we expect over 7,500 people to come out and walk with us.
That's great. Talk about the Metastatic Breast Cancer Conference.
Yeah, so Komen has a Metastatic Breast Cancer Impact Series, which is a monthly series throughout the year. And San Diego is hosting an in-person conference, which will take place of one of those monthly sessions. In spring of 2024. We're still in the early planning stages of that, but that's where we bring our community together to really amplify the messages and to support the metastatic breast cancer community here locally in San Diego.
Will it be like at a conference center? Would it be at the convention center? Or how many folks are you looking to get?
So not big enough for the convention center yet. We're working on that.
Okay.
But so it'll probably be at a hotel for convenience, for catering, parking, and such. But it will be about 150 patients and supporters of those. And then we'll have, about a 3/4 day conference with topics being covered, keynote speakers and some breakouts for those specialized topics.
Yeah, talk about the financial assistance program and patient navigation.
Yeah, so our barriers to care are usually economic, and so our financial assistance program is designed to support anyone that's currently diagnosed. Anyone can receive an award once a year, so that you can reapply if you're still going through treatment. And it's just for anything that would help support that person while they're going through treatment. It can be for groceries, it can go towards rent or childcare, anything that you are affected by when you're going through treatment.
Yeah, without question. And what is HER, Health Equity Revolution? What's that all about?
So our Stand for HER is a program to address the disparities in the outcomes for the Black community. So as I mentioned earlier, Black women are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer than their white counterparts. And so Komen is putting huge initiatives through our research and grants, and also providing patient navigation, ensuring access to quality health care, and helping people navigate the system once they are diagnosed.
Now, does Susan Komen go to the schools at all? Do they chat with whether it's colleges or whether it's high schools or whatever, and talk about this very serious issue?
Absolutely, we do. So we are a team of 3 here in San Diego right now, and so
a very powerful team of 3.
Yes, we try to be. So, but we do rely on our ambassadors and volunteers to help us. But we do go to any school. We reach out, colleges, all the universities, as well as middle school on up, high schools throughout the region, and some are just tried and true. They participate every year, and we go and talk to them. But others, we would love to do more. So, yeah.
Right. Well, and I think that's a great place to start. A lot of the youth today are so engaged in these community causes, to say the least, especially if they've got somebody in their family or in their network that has experienced breast cancer. And whether they advocate for it, whether they volunteer for it, whether they donate. And that's something I want to bring up as well. Listen, we did talk about research is not inexpensive, but you know what? Every single dollar makes a difference. If you can only afford $5 to donate, please do so. Maybe next month it's $10. Maybe next year it's $20. But every bit of it helps, and it's just getting engaged, which is the most important, isn't it?
Absolutely. Anything that you can do to help, it's either spreading awareness or raising money. And I think sometimes we don't realize how powerful and influential we are in our circles of networks. So you can, even if you're not donating directly, you can ask people that to donate on your behalf.
Right, and spot on. And again, there's I always use this example. I'm sure Starbucks hates my guts by now, but you know what? Maybe one less Starbucks, and then you can just put that into the coffers of Susan G. Komen. Leia, any final comments for our listeners?
We would just love anyone that's interested to find out more at KomenSanDiego.org and to volunteer, reach out to us. My contact information is on our website, and we're just happy to have the participation.
Very, very good. And again, keep an eye out for that November 5th event, More Than Pink Walk. It'll be Sunday in Balboa Park. Usually a beautiful day on this. And then, of course, the metastatic breast the conference, research conference, will be in spring of 2024. Date and location location to be determined, correct?
That's right.
Very good. Thanks so much for coming in. What I'd love to do is have you back in, bring in my friend Marilee Neal, who has been on quite a bit. She's a force. And, and also, those folks, that have impacted by breast cancer, that have benefited from the research in San Diego. We want to make sure we're not breaking any HIPAA rules, of course, and all that aspect of it. But some people are very much want to share their story. It's an encouragement for others that have it. Like any disease, when you get that information, it's like a shot between the eyes. But you folks are there to comfort not just the person that has it, but the family as well. So I think we should make sure that we highlight that as well.
Oh, we would love to be back on to share more.
I could consider that a done deal. We're talking to Leia Brune. She is the executive director of Susan G. Komen San Diego. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and our beautiful Mission Fed studio in Scripps Ranch. And Mission Fed's been doing terrific things for San Diegans for more than 60 years.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.